Welcome to this week's edition of This Week in Falcons Athletics, presented by Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. My name is Matt Menzel, and being joined in our first segment, we talked softball. They get ready for their home opener coming up on Saturday against Benedictine. Jenna Shadusky kind of to join us, part of the outfield, now in her sophomore year. And let's begin by talking about the team currently at 5-5. What do you think of the team and how the season started so far?
I definitely feel like we had a good week in Florida. We played a lot of good teams. Moravian was a really good win, and I wish we could have pulled out the last one against Lebanon Valley, but I think it was really good going into conference play. We're feeling good, playing good. So
Something that jumps out to me, you start looking at some of the scores and being able to score 9, 10, 11 runs as a team. The team's hitting 309. How strong can the offense be?
yeah, our offense has been really strong, especially in Florida. I feel like the whole lineup hit 1 through 9, which is obviously really helpful. Lots of 2-out hits. So producing runs, not always home runs, is really helpful going throughout the season.
How strong can the pitching be? 5 pitchers have been used so far, and you look down at Florida, 8 games, 4 of them were shutout wins.
Yeah. Our pitching staff has been doing a really good job, especially sharing the innings, which I think we're going to do throughout the whole season. And our defense is there to back them up, and they trust us, we trust them, so it's going to be a good year.
Well, as mentioned, the season began okay. A couple of games against Oshkosh, but then you had the 8 games down in Florida. How much fun is that spring break trip?
The spring break trip was so much fun. I mean, we had beautiful weather. The house with all of the girls was a lot of fun and a lot of memories, so it was so good.
So outside of the softball itself, what are some of the highlights from that trip?
We made videos one of the nights we were down in Florida that represent CW softball. So that was super fun to see all of those. We got to sit up by the pool one day, so that was super fun. And the last night, we all stayed up all night since we had an early flight, so lots of memories made at 1 and 2 a.m.
Now, with that being said, and they often say nothing good happens after 1 or 2 a.m., but with that being said, you look at this team, and not that maybe chemistry needed to be built, but how close does this team get on a trip like that?
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely helpful. I mean, Oshkosh was tough games, but being able to come back, spend the whole week together, and play softball, but also bonding off the field is important, if not more important, than being able to play on the field together.
Is a trip like that, too, also important when you factor you have a brand new head coach this season, Megan Aliverdi, just getting used to what she's all about and what she expects from this team?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different for those of us who were here last year, but I feel like she's done a really good job at giving us opportunities outside of practices and softball to get to know each other better and just build that chemistry, so I really like that.
You said the weather was ideal for Florida?
Yeah, it was probably 75 and sunny every day, so perfect weather to play softball in.
Well, not to burst your bubble, but the forecast not looking great come Saturday and Sunday, maybe in the 40s. But, hey, hopefully softball weather here at Concordia for the home opener against Benedictine. How about for you? Okay, sophomore year, more playing time now. How's your role changed from one year to the next?
Yeah, I was obviously mainly a pinch runner last year, so I still got opportunities, but I'm definitely excited. I'm newer in the outfield, but really starting to love center field and just being able to kind of take that leadership role in the outfield and just play the game I love. It's a great opportunity. I'm very blessed.
What do you talk about being new to the outfield? What's maybe the biggest adjustment you have to make? Just, being able to read the ball off the bat?
Yeah, definitely learning just to read the balls and throwing, hitting cuts, throwing to bases. It's a different throw than the infield, but we've been working on it a lot in practice, so.
What's been working for you at the plate? You have hits in 8 of your 9 games played.
Honestly, I feel like the most important part for me is just to relax and just trust myself. I've been playing the game for so long and not putting pressure on myself and just going up there.
Well, it's paid off, and last week named a NAC Position Player of the Week. What does that honor mean to you?
I was honestly shocked for it. That's obviously not why I play the game, but to be able to be recognized, it feels good. And I just hope that I can continue the rest of the season having success. I know there'll be some bumps along the way, but it feels good to start out the season on a good note.
Kind of unique when you look at the schedule. You guys played last on March 7th in Florida, not again now till Saturday. So what's the team been up to in this time in between games? What's been the emphasis in practice?
Yeah, in practice, some of them have been light days, just trying to get our bodies back to normal after playing a lot of games in Florida. But I feel like really just on the mechanical stuff, like the throws to bases, and we worked a lot on bunting to be able to just produce more runs and move runners over. So really overall, just kind of those little things that can make big differences in close games.
So how excited are you to not only get the conference season started this weekend with Benedictine Saturday at Lakeland on Sunday, a couple of doubleheaders, but also to play at home for the first time this season on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, obviously, home games are a lot more fun. You're in your element, the field that we play on, and just to be able to start conference games, I mean, I know we have a lot of games left, but it's a short time, so it goes by really quickly.
To wrap it up, with that being said, still a lot of softball we played here this spring. What goals do you have for yourself?
Just keep playing loose. I mean, obviously I started out with a good week in Florida, but trying to just keep that going and build on myself as well as trying to build up all my teammates.
I can't imagine being any other profession than an orthopedic surgeon. We have the privilege and we have the responsibility to make people better. We've been fortunate enough to take care of professional athletes. We've also been fortunate enough to take care of our neighbors and friends who trust us to give them back their life.
One of the main reasons I came here was because this is the way healthcare is meant to be delivered. Being devoted exclusively to orthopedic care means that we can focus on delivering specialized care for every patient. And that includes not only the surgeons and the physicians, but also anesthesia, controlling pain, the nurses, and the scrub techs, and everyone in recovery is dedicated to treating conditions that are very similar for people.
Our tagline is an uncommon focus on you. We think the focus on the patient experience is what sets us apart. Before we make any process or clinical decision at the hospital, we start with the same question: is this what's best for the patient? If we can't answer yes, we move on to the next idea. Our nurses provide care for no more than 3 patients per shift, whereas other facilities, they might provide care for 7 or even 8 patients per shift. We think this personalized care is what sets us apart from others.
I think that dedication to our patients is our number one focus. And you can technically do a good operation, but if you're not centered on the patient, they're not necessarily going to have a great outcome.
The Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin is physician-owned. It's physician-led. We have the responsibility to make the right decision for every patient. We also have the freedom to make the right decision for every patient.
The physicians and staff collaborate through regular meetings, weekly and monthly, and with a relatively small team, we're able to change the way we do things if we need to tweak something to make it perfect.
The facility specifically was designed so that quality could be measured and maintained and sustained. When you have 7,000 patients a year receive their surgery here, it's important that patient number 1 and patient number 7,000 receive the same care.
We place an extremely high priority on the patient experience here. We send surveys to each and every person that receives care at our hospital. Those survey results come back directly to me. I review them and share them with our senior leadership, as well as the staff and the physicians that provide the care to those patients.
There's almost 5,000 hospitals in the country that are measured. The Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin measures number 1, not number 2, not number 3, not runner-up, number 1 in patient satisfaction in the state of Wisconsin for the last 10 years running.
Welcome back to This Week in Falcons Athletics, presented by Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Now honored to be standing next to an All-American, the 4th indoor track and field All-American for Concordia, Wisconsin, first since 2016, that being junior Ainara Sainz DeRosas, just named an All-American after her run at Nationals in New York on Friday in the 5,000-meter run. Let's start with just, I guess, your feelings this past weekend, now that it's kind of, sunk in a little bit. What are you thinking after that performance on Friday?
Honestly, I don't think it's really sunk in yet. It's just something, it's a dream for me, and I feel like it's been a dream for this past 3 years, and it's going to take probably a little bit more time to sunk in. But right now I'm just happy, and I'm just so blessed that I got to experience that, and because it was great. It was so fun, and yeah, so.
Well, like you said, and I saw in your quote in the recap too, talking about the this being a dream, but also a unique journey. And I remember you and I talking on Falcon Focus a few years ago. You know, you came here as an exchange student to Wisconsin, expected to stay about a year, and now all of a sudden here you are still all these years later. Take us through the journey and how you were able to get to this All-American status.
Well, truly, it's just like consistency. I fell in love with running, and I love it. And just like day after day, just keep running. And I mean, there's always like ups and downs, you know, but you just gotta keep your head up, and like your teammates are always there to help you through like injuries. Like last year, indoor, I didn't run indoor or outdoor really because of an injury, but you know, you just gotta keep going. The coaches are there for you. And I feel like everyone's like journey is like unique, how I said, and that's what makes it special. Once you get there, it's like, dang, like I made it finally. So
You talk about overcoming injury. How difficult was that stretch?
it was difficult because like as runners, like all we want to do is like run, you know, and, like when you can't run and you have to cross train, that's tough. But after the injury, just like summer training was good, great, came back, cross country, it went well. And like it's just truly consistency and like staying positive and yeah.
Have you always enjoyed long distances, running long distances?
Not really. I used to play basketball and like that was like my main thing. But then when I came to US, I joined the cross country team in my high school and I loved it. I was coached by Coach Dolan, Coach Dolan, and they just introduced me to running and my love for running, and I just love it. And yeah.
You brought up cross country. How crazy has this school year been for you in qualifying for nationals in cross country and track and field?
Yeah, I mean, like it can't get better than that. It's been crazy. Not that I wasn't like expecting it. Like it was a goal, but like you never truly know like what's gonna happen. So I think that's what makes it special, and like it gives you like the motivation to like, I don't know, just keep working hard, and like at someday you'll like reach your goals. But yeah, so yeah, very special.
And in qualifying for nationals for indoors, you qualified when you set a meet record that was in Iowa at Wartburg. Did you know at the time that you were going to go to the national tournament with that run?
Well, I knew I had to run like low 17s, and my PR from like that I ran a conference was 17:17, so I had to like take off like 15 seconds at least. So I had some like splits that I need to hit in order for do like a good time. And I mean, I guess I didn't know exactly, like I didn't know I was gonna qualify right away, but I had the idea like, okay, I'm in a good spot. We'll see like how the weekend goes and how the rest of the last chance meets go. But of course I did not want to like get my hopes up or anything until like someone told me like, okay, you are going to nationals. But yeah.
And when you got that news and then you're traveling out to New York, what's going through your mind? How are you going about preparing for that meet?
Well, you don't really prepare like just in one day. It comes from like hard work throughout like this past 3 years, and that's what got me ready for nationals. And like, yeah, it's 3 years, but that's what, yeah.
Did it feel different when you went out there competing at nationals? Did it feel like a different meet, or did it feel like every other 5K run?
I feel like, it's a little more special because the fans and all that, but I guess, yeah, it was very special, a little different, but not when you start running, it's like the same thing. You just focus and try to stay positive, and like it's you against the other runners and against yourself as well. So it's like just like another 5K, but a little bit more special.
I was going to ask you, did your approach change at all?
Not really, no, just enjoy, take everything in, and just run for yourself, for your coaches, for your school, for your friends, family, and just truly take everything in, because it's a like a really good experience.
So when you crossed the finish line, finishing in 7th place, a time of 17 minutes, 3.77 seconds, did you know at that time that you were an All-American, or did you have to wait and look up at the scoreboard?
I did not know what place I was in, really. I knew I was like in between, like, 7th and 10th, but I was like, I finished and I was just looking at the big screen and like waiting for the results to come out, and then I saw it. I'm like, wow, I did. I'm All-American. And then the first thing I thought was like, my dad. He runs with me. He's a runner too, and like I thought of him because we've talked about this forever. And then my friends, and then I saw Russ over there, so I went to give him a hug. And my friend Bailey was there too, a teammate, so I gave her a hug too, and just like so many like good thoughts and like, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. A memory you will never forget. And I love, I was talking about that quote in the recap, and you wrapped it up by saying this is just the beginning and the sky is the limit. So I guess my question based on that is, what goals do you have as you continue with your career?
Well, goals now for outdoor, maybe nationals again. We'll see. It's not easy, so you never know. But and then just next year cross country. Hopefully, we're hoping to get the whole team, get to nationals. That's a big goal of us. And just another goal, just staying healthy, and staying positive, and just keep running.
So do you get much of a break now, or do you go straight into the outdoor season?
I get like a little break for a week. Well, it's like a recovery week, so I still run and all that, but I get some like cross training days and like less mileage, and then I'll be back to full mileage hopefully soon, and then getting ready for my first meet in a couple weeks.
Ainara, thanks for your time. All the best this outdoor season, and congrats on being named an All-American.
Thank you so much.
Again, with that 7th place finish at Nationals on Friday in New York in the 5K run. Now, as far as this week goes in Falcons athletics, and again, weather permitting, because it's that time of year where one day it's 60 degrees, next day 3 inches of snow, so stay tuned to cuwfalcons.com for more information. But coming up in women's lacrosse Wednesday, they'll be at Carthage. Friday, home at 4 p.m. against Hamlin before visiting UW Stout up in Menominee, Wisconsin on Saturday. Men's lacrosse will be at Aurora for their conference opener, a big matchup against the Spartans coming up on Wednesday before hosting Benedictine at 12 noon Saturday. Men's volleyball is going to be at Dominican on Wednesday before they host nationally ranked Aurora, a 1 o'clock first serve on Saturday. Baseball is hoping to play their conference opening doubleheader Saturday at Benedictine, fresh off a great trip this past weekend down in Florida. Also of note, we just talked about outdoor track and field. Well, for men's and women's outdoor track and field, they have the Rose Hallman Early Bird Invite, and also of note, men's tennis Saturday taking on Wisconsin Lutheran. Again, stay tuned to cuwfalcons.com for more information. Thanks for joining us for This Week in Falcons Athletics, presented by Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin.